Imagine a world where the roar of a Case IH tractor is no longer heard in the American countryside. The familiar hum of engines that once signaled the start of a productive day on the farm has vanished. The fields, once vibrant with the activity of planting and harvesting, now lie eerily silent. Picture fields lying fallow, crops left unharvested, and a chill wind blowing through the empty shells of once bustling farm towns, the vibrant green of growing crops replaced by the dull brown of neglect. The streets of small farming communities, once filled with the sounds of daily life, now echo with an unsettling quiet. This is not a scene from a dystopian future, but a possible consequence of a single hypothetical event: the shutdown of Case IH operations in the United States. Imagine the ripple effects of such a shutdown, not just on the farms, but on the entire supply chain. Factories that once buzzed with the production of agricultural machinery now stand empty, their assembly lines halted. This essay explores this scenario, examining its potential impact on the US farming industry, the economy, and the political landscape, particularly through the lens of former President Donald Trump's trade policies and his likely reactions. How would the political discourse shift? What measures would be proposed to mitigate the fallout? The ramifications could be far-reaching, affecting not just farmers, but consumers and businesses nationwide. The American farmer, a symbol of self-reliance and resilience, is facing an unprecedented crisis in this imagined scenario. The uncertainty and fear of losing their livelihood weigh heavily on their shoulders. The image of a farmer standing alone in an empty field becomes a powerful symbol of the broader crisis. The backbone of the nation's food supply, the agricultural industry, is reeling from the sudden withdrawal of a key player. The absence of Case IH machinery disrupts the entire farming process from planting to harvesting. Farmers gather in small groups, discussing their dwindling options and the uncertain future that lies ahead. This isn't just about tractors and combines, it's about the livelihoods of millions and the future of American food security. Empty supermarket shelves become a stark reminder of the fragility of our food supply chain. Families sit around dining tables, not just discussing their next meal, but the very future of their way of life. The collapse of Case IH would send shockwaves through every corner of the agricultural sector, highlighting the interconnectedness of our modern world. To understand the potential fallout from this hypothetical event, we must first revisit the turbulent years of the Trump administration and its trade policies. Trump, known for his aggressive America First rhetoric, waged a series of trade disputes, primarily through tariffs, targeting economic rivals like China. These trade wars, while intended to protect American industries, often resulted in retaliatory tariffs from other countries. This tit-for-tat exchange had a ripple effect across various sectors, including agriculture. Farmers caught in the crosshairs faced shrinking export markets and falling commodity prices. The hypothetical shutdown of Case IH in the US would be a devastating blow to the already vulnerable farming industry. With an estimated $34.5 billion impact, the consequences would be felt far beyond the fields and farms. This figure represents not just lost sales of tractors and equipment, but the ripple effect across the entire agricultural supply chain. From seed and fertilizer suppliers to food processors and distributors, the interconnectedness of the agricultural ecosystem means that the pain would be widespread. Rural communities already grappling with economic decline would face further hardship, potentially leading to job losses, business closures, and a downward spiral in economic activity. To grasp the magnitude of this hypothetical situation, one must understand the sheer size and influence of Case IH within the American agricultural landscape. As a leading manufacturer of agricultural equipment, Case IH holds a significant market share, supplying farmers across the country with the tools they need to plant, cultivate, and harvest their crops. Their tractors, combines, and other machinery are not just pieces of equipment, they are integral to the very fabric of American agriculture. The company's extensive dealer network provides essential services and support to farmers, making them a vital link in the agricultural supply chain. Section 5. A line in the soil, the bold move that shook the nation. Imagine Case IH, In a dramatic act of protest against ongoing trade tensions and their impact on the agricultural sector, announcing a complete shutdown of its US operations. This decision would not only affect the company's bottom line, but also ripple through the entire agricultural supply chain, causing immediate disruptions. This hypothetical move, while drastic, would send shockwaves through the country. News outlets would be abuzz and social media would explode with reactions from all corners of the nation. The sudden halt in operations would leave many questioning the stability of the agricultural industry. It would be a clear signal that even corporate giants are not immune to the economic and political realities of trade wars. Executives would be forced to reconsider their strategies, and boardrooms would be filled with urgent discussions about the future. This wouldn't be a mere business decision, it would be a political statement, a bold gamble to force a national conversation about the true cost of protectionist policies. The streets would see protests, and political rallies would amplify the voices of those affected. Farmers, already struggling, would be left wondering how they would continue their operations without access to essential equipment and support. The uncertainty would weigh heavily on their minds as they grapple with the potential long-term impacts on their livelihoods and the broader agricultural community. Section 6, From Boardroom to Battlefield. Trump's fury unleashed. News of Case IH's hypothetical shutdown would undoubtedly ignite the Twitter feed of former President Trump. Known for his fiery rhetoric and impulsive reactions, particularly towards those he perceived as adversaries, Trump would likely unleash a torrent of angry tweets directed at Case IH, its executives, and anyone he deemed responsible. Drawing parallels to his past behavior, one can imagine Trump accusing Case IH of betraying American farmers, undermining his Make America Great Again agenda, and conspiring with foreign powers. He might even call for boycotts of Case IH products, urging American farmers to buy American, even if it meant using outdated or less efficient equipment. Section 7, Reaping the Whirlwind, Economic and Political Fallout. The economic and political consequences of Case IH's hypothetical shutdown would be far-reaching. The immediate impact would be felt in the agricultural sector, but the ripple effects would soon spread to other industries. The $34.5 billion hit to the economy would likely trigger a chain reaction, impacting manufacturing, transportation, and retail. Politically, the shutdown could become a rallying cry for both sides of the political spectrum. Trump and his supporters might use it to bolster their claims about the need for protectionist policies, arguing that Case IH's actions prove that foreign competition is a threat to American jobs and industries. Section 8, A House Divided, the political fault lines of a farming crisis. Conversely, Trump's opponents would likely point to the shutdown as evidence of the failures of his trade wars, arguing that his policies ultimately harmed American businesses and workers. The farming community, traditionally a Republican stronghold, might find itself deeply divided, with some blaming Trump for the crisis and others supporting his stance against foreign competition. This hypothetical situation highlights the complex interplay of economics and politics, demonstrating how seemingly unrelated events can have a cascading effect, creating winners and losers across various sectors and exacerbating existing social and political divisions. Section 9. A note of caution. The importance of what if. It's crucial to remember that the scenario presented in this essay is entirely hypothetical. We are not predicting the future, but rather exploring a possible outcome based on current trends and decisions. This exercise allows us to think beyond the present and consider the long-term effects of our actions. Case IH has not shut down its US operations, and the $34.5 billion impact is a projected figure based on the hypothetical situation. This figure is derived from a complex model that takes into account various economic factors, including job losses, supply chain disruptions, and decreased agricultural productivity. The purpose of this exercise is not to spread fear or misinformation, but to explore the potential consequences of certain policy decisions and to encourage critical thinking about complex issues. By examining these scenarios, we can better prepare for the future and make more informed decisions. By imagining the unimaginable, by asking, what if? We can better understand the interconnectedness of our world and the potential ramifications of our choices. This kind of thinking helps us to anticipate challenges and opportunities that may not be immediately apparent. This hypothetical scenario, while dramatic, serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance of global trade, the importance of thoughtful policymaking, and the very real human cost of economic and political decisions. It underscores the need for collaboration and foresight in addressing the complex issues that affect our world today.